Hi folks, I'm going to work on a plum tree that I dug up in my yard in 2022 in April. And I dug it up and then planted it again in the ground, and it has since grown really strong, and it's definitely time to do some work on it. Here's the plum. It's a clump of plum trees, and I'll show you. As you can see, it's pretty big. I'll show you where it came from. So I'll just walk right over here at the base of this plum tree right here. It was growing, and it'd grown pretty strongly here, pretty established. So I dug up the clump, and I'm glad I had the foresight to realize it was possible bonsai material. So then I took it over here and planted it, and this is where it's been for 3 seasons. And I've heard it said by folks that when you transplant a tree, often the first year it sleeps, the second year it creeps, and the third year it leaps. And that has been my experience with this tree. The first year I planted it, I got a little bit of growth, but nothing much. The second year, definitely more, but nothing too crazy. This third year though, it definitely leaped. You can see it grew really tall, maybe 8 feet tall. It's 8 feet tall now at its tallest point. So here's the deal with this tree though. I don't like the clump too much. I guess I like part of the clump is what I should say. So I like this part of the clump, this part. I like this tree, and I really like this tree on the end. The ones in the middle though, these two are insignificant. This one's kind of just straight and thick and boring, although it could possibly be interesting. But I've kind of just decided I don't really want a massive plum tree. It's not my favorite for bonsai, I should say, I guess, because the leaves are just coarse. The plums are amazing, honestly, though. They are, as in they're delicious. They're kind of those, they're not round plums, they're oblong, and they're like blue-purple. So anyway, here's my plan. What I'm going to do, I'm going to saw this. I'm just going to saw it, cut it off while it's in the ground, because there's leverage. And this is rooted very strongly into the ground. That's why I need to work on it. Then I'm going to cut it in half, and keep this tree and keep this tree. So that's what I'm going to do right now. So this should be a pretty good workout. But I'm going to saw this middle part off while it's in the ground, just because it's already stable, right? And then I'm not sure about the middle cut, but anyways, I'm getting rid of this middle one again because I don't want to damage this. This is a tree I really care about, and this is a tree I really care about. I'm afraid if I tried to separate them into 3 pieces and keep this tree, that I just kind of sacrifice some of this. I want to just leave plenty of wood at the base here that I can maybe carve later. So yeah, I'm gonna just go for it. All right, so now I want to saw just right in the middle here. Oh. All right, I think I got it. All right, now I'm gonna dig it up. This has been in the ground now, yeah, so 2023, 2024, 3 years now in the ground. I haven't dug it all in that time. Let's see. Oh. Yep.
Alright, so I wanted to put it up somewhere so you could see the tree and why I see merit in it. So you can see it has a really thick trunk. It has good movement in the trunk. So yeah, I think it can make a good bonsai. It's a lot bigger than the stuff I usually work with. So I have this wood over here that I want to take off eventually, but yeah, maybe I'll try and saw some of that now. But anyway, that's why I'm dealing with this tree. That's what my plan. And I of course could take all these long things off. I'm definitely going to take one of these off because it's formed a big knot up here. So I don't want that. So I'm going to take care of that now. And I'm looking about which one I want to take off. I think I want to take off this one right here. Okay. And yeah, you know, I'm just gonna trim it back a little bit everywhere just to make it less big. Just make it even. Okay. And here's the other one. And I think I'm more excited about this one actually. It's smaller. But yeah, you can see, whoop, it's got some good movement. But again, now I just have this big block of wood right here, but that's easy enough to take away. It's easy to subtract, right? But yeah, basically I'm just gonna clean these up now a little bit, and then I think I'm gonna plant them back in the ground. So I finished. I cleaned up the roots a little bit more, took some more off, and with this one, just to make it easier to deal with, I took some more off the top too, but left the main leader just to be. And yeah, the roots are honestly still kind of a mess on this one, but at least it's not rooted so strongly into the ground now. And I'll get some more roots to grow closer to the trunk. Here's the smaller one, which I'm honestly more excited about as a tree. And I didn't do any pruning on it. I left everything long, just took the roots down, and the roots look way better on this one. So I put it in about the same spot that they were in. And while I was at it, I had been meaning to do this one because this is an apple, another Yardadori that I've had since I think 2016. And just like these other ones, I found my yard, dug it up, put in a small bonsai pot, and then realized, you know, this thing isn't growing at all, hardly at all. And I wanted it to get bigger, these branches to get bigger. So I then planted it in the ground, and it's been in the ground now for at least 3 years. So it really did need to be dug up too, because it had a few really strong roots. So I moved it over here to be with the Prunus. While I was at it, one thing led to another, and I planted some of my, dug up some of my quince that I have from Evergreen Garden Works, and I realized I have a lot of stuff from Evergreen Garden Works. So this is quince. I don't know how to say that word. Chochubai, salmon sport. So this came from this. I'm pretty excited actually about this one. When I dug it up and took a look at it, it's got a really nice start here to an interesting, curvy, nice looking trunk. And I'm very excited here soon. I almost dug this one up. This is my Katsura Japanese maple. But I'm just gonna let the buds swell a bit more before I do that. They are moving, they're swelling, but they've barely started, so I'll dig this one up in a week or two. And it's still pretty small, but I envision a thinner, more elegant, I guess is the word, trunk for this tree. So I am gonna go ahead and just put it in a larger pot, I think is the plan. Anyways, that was a lot of fun. It's a great day to work. Feels good to get some stuff done on my to-do list. Until next time, happy bonsai.